Quit it, guys. Seriously. Beachbody Ian here, guys, and today I'm going to go through a video explaining the top 10 training mistakes and why I feel like you're probably making them and why you're training shit because of it and why you're probably sabotaging everything you're doing. So today's video is all about helping you progress in all aspects of your training. And to do that, I do really need to go into depth about the top 10 training mistakes I do feel are the most common, specifically that are sabotaging your progress. Number one, you really need to stop underestimating how many calories and how much protein you actually need in a day. Now, I've spoken in depth in the past about how some people think they're eating enough, but I can't stress enough how important it actually is to know what it is that you're putting in your body. And when someone tells me that they eat enough and that they're eating perfectly and the diet's on point, and they go on later on in a conversation to say that they live on as the sandwich and chips and crisps and add a protein shake in for good measure, sorry guys, but that's not enough. It's just not going to cut the cake. Sorry, man. I'm sorry. I know it's not what you want to hear, but it's the way that it is. Eat more. I've always suggested 1.5 grams of protein per pound of body weight. You've seen it in my previous videos. I'd say start somewhere around 50% extra in terms of carbs and grams. And there's a handy calculator on Google. It works out an estimate for all your calories based on what your goal is, just to make it that little bit easier for you. And I'll pop it right there. Mistake number 2, ego lifting. Not actually using proper technique. Not actually using proper form. When you're not using proper form and technique when lifting weights, it doesn't matter what it is that you're doing, you're not going to train the intended muscle and you're not going to get the results that you expect. I see people, it's usually younger guys, it's not always younger guys, but it's usually younger guys. But they lift a weight with a poor form and a poor technique, they'll half rep, they'll use other muscles, they'll do a bicep curl and the shoulder will do most of the work, and they're just not using the muscles that they're intending to use, and they're not training the intended area. They're not going to get the results they think. You're not going to get huge arms curling and using your shoulder. It just doesn't work that way. Yeah, it's a synergist muscle. Yeah, it'll help you and it'll always go into the movement. But what help is it when it's all shoulder? If you're not performing the exercise properly, if you're not coming all the way down on a chest press, if you're not squatting all the way low enough, if you're not curling full to the bottom and bringing it right back up and squeezing, I'm sorry, you're just not going to get that result. If you do, actually just lower the weight. Just focus on the stretch and the squeeze and the contraction. You'll get such a better result. You'll see such a massive difference in a short space of time. It helps so much. It's all about the blood flow. And when you're lifting heavy weights for as many reps as you can, I'd always say a guideline of around 8 to 12 reps. You stretch and you squeeze and you contract and you use proper time and attention and proper form. That is really what's going to turn the tables on your progress and what's going to take you up to the next level. Seriously, guys, stop making this mistake. It's holding you back so much. Number 3 is not about leg sessions, not about push sessions, not about pull sessions. It's about TikTok sessions. Now this again, young guys, young girls, quit it, guys. Seriously, I can't bear to think about walking into the gym another day, tomorrow, and the machine that I need, someone's using that. Not to do a hardcore set, not to train as hard as they can, and to put all the effort in to get the best results, but because they're filming the third take of a video that's trending on their socials. Now, don't get me wrong. I film. We all film. But I film when no one's waiting for me. When I'm in nobody else's way. When I'm filming a hardcore set and I think I'm going to go all out and I want to make sure I get this on record. It doesn't take away from anybody else's session or anybody else's results. It doesn't take away from my training or my results. And I say this not only because it's sabotaging everyone else's progress, but guys, if you're this person, you're leaving so much on the table. Guys, how much do you think you could progress so much more than you're doing if you're spending so much less time recording videos and just editing videos when you sat on a bench, looking at Instagram, looking at TikTok? Just train. Just train, bro. And doing this is seriously sabotaging your potential, because you could achieve so much more if you potentially just put that extra 5 minutes of work in. That extra little bit of focus. And I don't say this just for this reason, but because of what I have to say, the following. On behalf of anyone who trains for their mental state and their mental well-being, or anyone who competes professionally or just competes for fun, but they take everything they do in their training to the second so seriously, cut it out. Stop getting in everyone's way, including your own. And while we're at it, 20 minutes taking selfies in the toilets doesn't do so much for your gains either. Sorry, guys. Which brings me to point number 4. He's bigger than me. Oh my God, he's leaner, he's stronger, he looks so much better than I do. He's on juice. He must take something. Maybe. Or maybe you're just filming videos for 25 minutes and he's halfway through his workout in that time. Maybe he's focused on every single thing he puts into his body, everything that he eats, every time he gets up in the morning, all his recovery. He puts effort into everything he does. Or she puts effort into everything she does. You? Not so much. So when they look better than you do, when they make more progression than you do, when they've come further than you have, maybe you're to blame. Maybe your lack of focus and your lack of drive, especially compared to them, is the problem. I can't emphasize enough how much work I put in, how much work my training partner puts in, and how much work so many other people around me put in all the time in their training, in their nutrition, how motivated they are, how much work they put in into everything that they do. Not just in the gym, but outside of the gym, in work, in family, in everything that they love. If you're not that person and you're complaining because someone else has got it better than you have, doesn't mean they cheated. Doesn't mean they have an unfair advantage. It could do. So what? Let them do that. That's their risk. If you're doing everything you can, you'll get there too. But if they're putting so much more work in than you are, and you're just sat there doing absolutely nothing, filming videos, thinking you're amazing, thinking you're hilarious, that's not what you do in the gym. And that's why they're so much more ahead of you. Sorry to tell you. The next problem I feel like I can help you get out of. Stop making this mistake. Stop worrying if there's a difference between training with lightweight for more reps or heavier weight for less reps. Guys and girls, if you're training with weights and you're trying as hard as you can, day in, day out, on that specific set, it doesn't really make much difference whether you train with lighter weight and a lot more reps or heavy weight with less reps. Let's take a failure set, for example. If you're training to failure, if you're trying to stimulate your muscle to the point you cannot work it anymore, to get it past the point where it needs to develop. If you're training to failure and that last rep, no matter if it's 20 kilos or 100 kilos, feels like it's 200 kilos and you can't move it, that is true failure. That means you've worked as hard as you can. If that means you use a lighter weight and you have to achieve 50 reps with that, or a heavier weight and you only get 7 or 8 reps with that, it's still going to work. Some people might respond better to lighter weight training with more reps, and some people might respond better to heavy weight training with less reps. That's the difference between overall intensity and volume. Me, I like to incorporate both. You've seen that in my training videos. There's much more to come. Watch more videos to find out exactly how I do that. My main point right now is, as long as you're putting enough effort in and as much hard work as you can, and you're consistent with your training, and you're recovering enough, and you're eating enough, doesn't matter what weights you use. Push yourself. Work harder than the guy sat next to you. And then, only then, will you make progression. Number 6 plays perfectly into point number 5. It's people not getting enough recovery. People who are training too frequently. If you're not resting enough, no matter how hard you train, no matter what you eat, no matter how good you may look, seriously, it's not going to last very long. If you're training 6 to 7 days a week, you're going to burn yourself out. I train 4 to 5 days a week. I could train more. Why do I only train 4 to 5 days? Because I put everything I have into my sessions. So should you, which means you need enough rest. If you're not eating enough, if you're not sleeping enough, it doesn't matter what super supplements you take. It doesn't matter what magic potions you find. You could get the best potions from these amazing genies. You still need to recover. I would recommend if you're training 6-7 days a week and you feel tired, or you're not making progress, you're always sore, or you've been doing that for several months and you don't feel like you made a change, it's because your body needs more of a rest. Listen to your body. Take a break. Quit training altogether for 2 weeks. Or just have a break from intensity. Reduce the weight, reduce the intensity, just go through the motions for a while. Just do upper, lower training. Take it a little bit easier. Those are your options. But either way, please, 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 I beg, please, get enough rest. Be consistent with your rest. because resting from the gym is just as important as turning up to the gym and working hard. You need to have both in unison, otherwise it will not work and you will not get the results that you need. And you won't feel your best and you won't perform your best. If you don't perform your best, you'll feel unhappy all the time. If you feel awful because you're tired, because you're overworked, you won't train as hard. If you don't train as hard, you won't be as hungry. You'll be overworked. You'll eat less. What do you think happens if you can't train as hard, you aren't happy, and you can't eat as much? Do you really think you will achieve your goals? No. Number 7 is a big one. I see it all the time. I'm sick to death of seeing it. People relying on supplements and thinking that'll get them through to the finish line. No. This has to stop, guys. You can't just live on junk food and takeout food. You can't just live on Rice Krispie treats and blend your food. You can't just eat pancakes all the time and chocolate bars and think you can have a protein shake or a protein pudding from the supermarket and all is not lost. It is. It really is lost. And you are lost for thinking that. Sorry, guys. I'm telling you the truth. That's what you're watching this video for, right? You're watching the video because the title says 10 training mistakes and you think you're making these mistakes. Stop making them. Stop relying on supplements. Supplements are amazing. Protein powder is amazing. Pre-workout, multivitamins, they're all so great. I love them. But I also eat a lot of whole foods. I also eat a lot of meat, a lot of fruit and vegetables, a lot of carbohydrates, a lot of starch carbs, a lot of everything. Whole foods, I love them. I eat junk food, but that's where balance comes in. I don't just drink protein shakes all day because they don't have a full amino profile. They don't work your digestive system the same way. They're not as healthy and your body doesn't respond the same way, which means you won't progress the same way. You won't be healthy the same way. You won't be happy and feel great the same way. Much like if you take a multivitamin all the time. I take a multivitamin every day, but I supplement that with the other vitamins and minerals I get from my food, from my fruit and veg, from sunlight. I supplement, not just rely on these compounds. That's all they are. They're meant to be supplemented. That's why they're called supplements. Otherwise, they'd be called meals. And don't fall for these meal replacements while I'm at it as well. A meal replacement, a shake, is still just a glorified protein shake. Usually full of sugar, full of chemicals. You don't need that, guys. Eat whole foods. Don't rely just on multivitamins. Don't rely on protein powder. And if you're always tired, stop relying on double scooping, triple scooping pre-workout. Take some more rest, like I've already said. Cut back on your training. Get more sleep. Eat better foods. And just like that, I guarantee you'll already feel better. Cut the pre-workout for a little while. The supplements are just that, to be supplemented. Number 8. Not drinking enough water. Water is amazing. Your body and your muscles are mainly water. Your brain is mainly water. So what's the only logical thing you need to do when you're not recovering and you want to make maximum progress and stay as healthy as you can? Drink more freaking water. I drink 4.5 litres of water a day. That does not include the Diet Coke I drink, the coffee I drink, the juice I drink, the protein shakes I drink. If it did, I'd probably be more along the lines of 6 or 7 litres of water every day. Now, you don't have to go to that. I have built myself up to that. I feel like I perform best with that. Drink more water than you do, because I guarantee there are people watching this video who only drink half a litre of water or 2 litres of water and they need 3 or 4. Some people might not even drink any water by itself.
I need it!
Or I'll just have a cup of coffee. Or I'll just have a can of Diet Coke. That has water in it, right? It's liquid, right? Yeah, but it's not the same thing. If you're meeting your minimum requirements in water, and then you have these drinks on top, you know you're hydrated. You know you've got enough water in your body. Your blood will be healthier. Your digestion, your organs will be healthier. Your pumps will be better. Your performance in the gym will be better. And your overall cognitive function, how you feel and how you act, will be so much better. You will feel so different. Honestly, being hydrated is so underrated. It's crazy. People don't drink enough water. Why is it normal? I don't understand. Number 9, stop going so hard, so fast. If you've taken time off from the gym, if you're just starting at the gym, the best thing to do is start off not as intense as the guys you're seeing in the gym. Try an upper lower split. Try just doing some pump sets. Try just getting used to the form and the technique if you are new to the gym. And if you're not new to the gym and you're just coming back to it, why are you jumping on your PB weight from before? You've had time off. Your body needs to get back into the swing of things. All you're going to do is increase the likelihood of hurting yourself. All you're also going to do is burn out a lot faster. This ties into the recovery not being as great, as I've already mentioned. If you push your body too far, too fast, you can't come back from that. And you will feel so horrible. The best thing to do is make sure that your training is suitable for your bodily needs. I train heavy. I train intense. I still only train 4 to 5 days a week, but I go hard, man. I go hard. But I've worked up to that. You don't have to do what I do to get the same result. Your body can be wrecked, smoked. As long as you're using proper form, proper technique, you're consistent. Doesn't matter if you're doing an upper lower split and you're only training 2 or 3 times a week. Work yourself up. Don't just jump back into training and think you can be as strong as you were 6 months ago when you were going to the gym 5 times a week. It doesn't work that way. This stuff takes time. Just because you're coming back to the gym or just because you're just starting the gym, it doesn't mean you're going to make so much progress so fast. Yes, there's a thing called newbie gains. Yes, there's a thing called muscle memory, but these things still take time. They're just faster than doing it if you're already advanced or if you're already training and you haven't had a break. The bottom line of what I'm saying is, if you're new to the gym or if you've not been to the gym for a while, please, please, please don't overwork yourself. Get some advice if you need to from a trainer, which is me. You don't need another trainer. You've got me. Message me. Comment down below. I'll even help you. I don't care. I'll do it for free. Just ask me for help. I love it. Number 10, guys, you're setting unrealistic goals for yourselves. Please, 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 picture what you want to be. Just come back a little bit. You may not ever get to where you dream of being. But if you can get as close to that as possible, and you can enjoy the ride, you can enjoy the journey up to that point, you're going to enrich your life so much than suffering to get somewhere you may not ever actually end up. If you want to be the world's strongest man, eat more, start training heavier, but stay safe. If you want to be a marathon sprinter, start doing some drills, start going on some runs in your free time, start looking after your body more and especially drinking more, like I've said already. If you want to be a champion bodybuilder, picture what you want to look like, come to about halfway and work your way up to that, to a point where you can enjoy that, and then see where you can go from there. Don't set yourself unrealistic goals to fail, to burn yourself out, because then you will make all of the mistakes that I've listed in this video. You don't want to do that. This stuff takes time. I'm 22 years old. I've been training with weights since I was 18. I've been training for nearly 5 years and I'm still not even a 10th of where I want to be. You guys are helping me, by the way, by watching these videos, but I'm still nowhere near where I want to be because I'm taking my time and I'm not setting unrealistic goals. Please, please, please listen to the points I've made in this video. If you have any other points that I haven't mentioned here that you think are some really common mistakes, list them down below. Put them in the comments. DM them to me. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on TikTok. Beachbody_. Like, subscribe, and comment on the video. Tell me what you think, guys. Give me some feedback. I need some help from you. What do you want to see next? Have a good evening. I'll see you in the next one.